Hello, everybody. My name's NB Monarchy. You can call me NB, Monarchy, or even by my real name, Dan. Hi, hello, welcome. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry, guys. I really am. I forgot to do something that I said I would do. Because in episode 5, or part 5, I said I would immediately upload a second episode on that exact day. Yeah, let's just say I didn't. I didn't do that, and I'm very sorry. The reason for me not doing it is even dumber and even more pathetic. And the reason is, I forgot. I genuinely forgot. I am very sorry. I suck at this. I suck at this, but hey, we all make mistakes. We all do these problems, but I have no excuse for forgetting. I'm very sorry, guys. I take full responsibility for being the person I am. I will try to, you know, lessen the amount of mistakes I make as much as I can. Also, by the way, if I sound very, I guess you could say energetic, it's because I'm pretty high on Sprite at the moment, and I may or may not burp once or twice in this video. So, anyways, for those who are new to my channel, I have a book filled with poems. My goal of this channel, to reach all the way to the end. At the moment, we are at part 5. Now we're gonna do part 6. Each episode containing at least 5 poems, and sometimes I'll get a fan poem in there. Or more of a friend, because I don't consider these people fans. I consider them more as friends. But anyways, we're going to continue with 5 more poems for episode 6. Part 6, I'm sorry, I keep saying episodes. They're not episodes. They could be, but... there we go, there's our first burp. Hey! But, here we go with part 6. Also, before I continue though, please, if you enjoyed my channel, which I hope you do, smash the like button, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon if you don't want to miss another video. Because I have no schedule for these things, so you have no idea where or when, sorry. Well, it's mostly just when I will be uploading these things. Hell, where I'm going to be uploading these things. I could be uploading these things in space if I wanted to. Well, if I could. But, anyways, I hope you enjoy. Now, on to our first poem of the day, Easter Wings by George Herbert, 1593 to 1633. So far, this is the oldest I've seen. Dear Lord, that is very, very old. George Herbert was a Welsh-born poet and a clergyman. Easter Wings is an example of concrete poetry, in which the subject is represented in the poem's shape. Key words and ideas are given extra emphasis by their position within the shape. Can you find examples of where the words work particularly well within the shape? I have no clue. Shall we find out together, friends? Shall we? Here we go. Lord, who createst man in wealth and store, though foolishly he lost the same, decaying more and more till he became most poor. With thee, O let me rise, as larks harmoniously and sing this day thy victories. Then shall there fall further the flight in me, my tender age and sorrow did begin. And still with sickness and shame, thou didst so punish sin, that I became most thin with thee. Let me combine, and feel this day thy victory. For if I imp my wing on thine, affliction shall advance the flight in me. Well, honestly, I actually don't get this one. Weird. I understand what it meant, but I don't understand by concrete poetry. I know it says it here, but I'm still a bit confused. I'll read it again some other time in my own free time, just to understand it better, but I liked it. It sounded nice. I struggle with the, old school style speaking. Thy, if, didn't, have thou, that kind of stuff. I struggle with it because it gets very, I don't know what's the word for it, I'm just saying obscure. On to our second poem of the day, we got Bed in Summer by Robert Louis Stevenson. 1850 to 1894. Why did I stutter there? Robert Louis Stevenson was a Scottish poet and novelist. This poem comments on the changing daylight hours between summer and winter. As a child, Stevenson was prone to sickness. Ah, poor man, and often had to spend days in bed. Does this autobiographical detail change the way you interpret the poem? I feel bad for those kind of people. The fact that people who are just prone to sicknesses and they stay in bed for hours. If you're one of those people, stay strong, kid, and never lose never lose hope. Here we go. In winter I get up at night, and dressed by yellow candle light. In summer, quite the other way, I have to go to bed by day. I have to go to bed and see the birds still hopping on the tree, or hear the grown-up people's feet still going past me in the street. And does it seem hard to you? Does it not seem hard to you? When all the sky is clear and blue, and I should like so much to play, to have to go to bed by day. I know I don't think I read it the way I should have, but it is a very sad thing. It is a very sad. I should have read it a bit more of a sad tone. I don't know why I read it more silly-ish sounding. If that makes sense to you, but I don't think I read it the way I should have. But moving on into our third poem today by Emily Dickinson, Summer Shower. Giggity. 1830 to 1886. Emily Dickinson, giggity, was an American poet. Her style is characterized by unusual syntax, word order, and clever imagery. Can you spot examples of both in this poem? Dickinson, giggity, chooses to personify raindrops and the things that they encounter on their journey. How does it make you feel about the raindrops? No clue. I've been wet multiple times, but I mostly ignored the fact that I was raindrop all over my body. And I have a quick story about that after I do this first. A drop fell on the apple tree. Another on the roof. A half a dozen kissed the eaves and made the gables laugh. A few went out to help the brook, that went to help the sea. Myself conjectured, were they pearls? What necklaces could be? Second burp of the day, let's go. The dust replaced and hoisted roads. The birds joxer sung. The sunshine threw his hat away. The orchids sprangle hung. The breezes brought dejected lutes, and bathed them in the glee. The east put out a single flag, and signed the feet away. What else something? Now, onto the story I mentioned that I was gonna say. Me and my father and his friend went to go jogging once. And, it didn't turn out so well because I warned my father that it was going to be rainy that day. And he didn't believe me. He was stubborn, so he decided to continue going. We went into the, jogging park. It was raining, and we were too far away from a car, so we had to wait out the rain. But the rain didn't seem like it was stopping, so we literally had to walk through the wet rain. My clothes and I were wet. My socks were wet, my shoes were wet, my eyes were wet, my hair, my clothes, all of it was wet. I was very, very wet. Courtesy of my father's stubbornness. Anyways, moving on to our fourth poem of the day. I think this is our fourth poem. I'm pretty sure. Yep, it's fourth poem. I know what to do. Do not judge me. To Autumn by John Keats, 1795 to 1821. John Keats was often inspired by nature and the seasons. In this poem, he uses all the senses to describe the seasons. What representations of sight, touch, taste, smell, and sound you can find. For Keats, autumn is a season of abundance, yet one that turns quickly to excess and decay. Can you find images that depict this? Dear Lord, this is a long one, but let's go. Season of mists, and mellow fruitfulness. Close blossom, sorry, close bosom friend of the maturing sun, conspiring with him how to load and bless, with fruits the vines that round the thatched eaves run, to bend the apples the mossed cottage trees, and fill all fruit with ripeness to the core, to swell the gourd, to swell the gourd, and plump the hazel shells, with a sweet kernel to set budding more, and still more later flowers for the bees, until they think warm days will never cease, for summer has o'erbrimmed their clammy cells. Who hath not seen thee thy oft amid thy store? Sometimes whoever seeks abroad may find they sitting carelessly on a granary floor. Thy hair soft lifted by the winnowing wind, or an half-reaped furrow around sleep, drowsed with the fume of poppies, while thy hook spares the next swath and its twined flowers. And sometimes like a gleaner thou dost keep steady thy laden head across the brook, or by a cider press with patient look. Thou watchest the last oozings hours by hours. Where are the songs of spring, eh? Where are they? Think not of them. Thou hast thy music too, while bared clouds bloom the soft dying day, and touch the stubble plains with rosy hue. Then in a wailful choir the small gnats mourn among the river shallows, borne aloft, or sinking as the light wind lives or dies. And full-grown lamb loud upbleat from hilly bourne, hedge crickets sing, and now with treble soft the red breasts whistle from a garden croft, and gathering swallows twitter in the skies. Why did I speak it like that? I have no clue, but it sounded like it was required. Now, on to our final poem today. Unfortunately, we have no fan requests, so no fan requests and no bonus poems. But final poem today, boys. No! That's literally what it's called. No! Exclamation mark. By Thomas Hood, 1799 to 1845. Thomas Hood was an English poet, known for his humorous verse. Aha, aha, aha. That's my fake laugh. He opens his poem with a series of opposites to represent his subject. Do you find this technique successful? What effect does repetition have on the tone of the poem? And do you agree with the speaker's feeling about the subject? Repetition is always a nice thing to have. It's not, you shouldn't have it constantly, but it's nice to have around, in certain poems. I made a poem that had a very repetitive theme to it. It basically ended along with nay, nay, I say. Instead of saying no, you say nay. What a coincidence. But here we go on to no! Exclamation mark. No sun, no moon, no morn, no noon. I think they meant to say no morning. I think people in the past said more instead of morning. But no morn, no noon, no dawn, no dusk, no proper time of day. No sky, no earthly view. No distance, looking blue. No road, no street, no other side this way. No end to any row. No indicators where the crescents go. No top to any steeple. No recognitions of familiar people. No courtesies for showing 'em. No knowing 'em. No traveling at all. No locomotion. No inkling of the way. No notion. No go by land or ocean. No mail. No post. No news from any foreign coast. No park. No ring. No afternoon gentility. No company, no nobility, no warmth, no cheerfulness, no healthful ease, no comfortable feel in any member, no shade, no shine, no butterflies, no bees, no fruits, no flowers, no leaves, no birds, no November. This guy has a favorite word, as I can see there. But That was a very interesting one. I don't mind these kind of poems. Repetitiveness isn't always a bad thing. It's annoying sometimes, but hey, it's fun to have sometimes. But unfortunately, that will be the end of our poem reading. Part 6, if I'm not mistaken. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys loved what I'm doing. Again, very, 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 very sorry for forgetting to upload part 6 after part 5. Even though I said I would. I take full responsibility for that. Please find it in your hearts to forgive me for what I did. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, as I said before. If you want to support me, drop a like button and comment down below if you like what I do. Subscribe and turn on the bell icon so you don't miss out any videos. I love you. Bye. I still have not thought of a single way to do an outro. Bye.